Hello and welcome to All the Pies. My name's Cy, that is Kev, and this is the review of last night's smashing of Brighton. We absolutely fucked the Seagulls. Not in that way, Sunderland fans. But a message to all fucking people of Liverpool. Everton, you're going down to the Championship. Fucking Liverpool, you're going to Europa Conference playing FC fucking, I don't know who they fucking Arkovich. La.
God, he scored so many goals.
Enjoy that.
Jenny did enjoy that.
You seem more vertical than they were on the last video.
Yeah. I've had to chill out on the morphine and start taking some uppers, next thing with the downers. So I'm a little bit way. My eyes are still like fucking. But yeah, I feel I've been taking more pre-goblin, which makes you feel like a bit up and that, and not feeling fucking. Yeah.
You've got the
I've still got your piss bag in.
You've got the medicinal traits of Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Ask for the Michael Jackson drug at hospital. They're not allowed to give you.
Is that what it's called? The Michael Jackson.
That's what they call it.
Drug.
You know,
when they come out,
you know to give you it before you go into surgery. Like they give it to nervous people pre-surgery, calm them down. I had it then. It's fucking lush.
the person that administers it, he's like, just pop his head in it. I got some drug now.
It's amazing. I don't know what it's called, and I don't want to know what it's called because I'll try to find it online.
It's called the Michael Jackson drug.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson drug. But yeah, I can imagine if that's what anything like what smack's like, then smack must be bloody lovely.
Well, that took a dark turn. So apart from the obvious, which we all know, how you been?
All right. Apart from that, last night cheered us up. Yeah, it was good. It was more than good. It was amazing. Got enough couldn't be there.
It was all right. You didn't miss much, Si. You didn't miss much, honestly.
No. Well, I'm getting my piss bag out tomorrow for the day to see if I can urinate again.
All right.
And then if so, then I'll definitely be there Monday.
And well, you just even if you can't, you're just going to lie and say that you can, so you can go to the match.
I'll go anyway. I wouldn't want to go because I have a piss bag in.
I'd love a piss bag at the match, me. There's nothing worse than having to get people to stand up after like 22 minutes because you need another week because you've had a couple of pints beforehand.
There's nothing worse than having a tube stuck down the hole of your cock.
Wow. I suppose when you put it like that. Other news, my girlfriend's back from holiday. Guess where she's been? Guess where she's been? Yeah.
Well, my missus is back from Greece Roads. She went to the Snidey markets. Guess where she's been? Look at the O on the Air Jordan. I bet you the Ben who done that got belted. You're not done that. It's not cool there.
What's wrong with it? It's all right from where I am.
It does from afar.
What's actually wrong with it?
When you see it up close, you can see the stitching of the Jordans. A little bit wonky.
Is it?
Like it was done by someone who probably should be in school and not working, in manufacturing.
Should we talk about the football?
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
So last night, we both did little vlogs, didn't we?
We did. We did.
I think what we're going to do is I'm going to insert it in a second, and then when we go through our review, we'll not go as in detail minute by minute for the goals and whatnot. We'll have a bit more actual talk about what it means, because I think I pretty much covered the goals when they went in.
Right.
Well, I did cover each goal when it went in. I don't know if I went in great detail because I was probably just cheering and singing a lot, but I definitely covered them when they went in. We'll quickly mention it, but we don't need to go into as great detail. But
Well, I look forward to watching this back because I haven't seen your videos. And I can't remember what I said on my videos. I think I was a bit reflective beforehand and then just in delirium. And
Kevin, and for those watching at home, here is my vlog from being all pissbag poorly in the house, and Kevin's vlog from being at the match. And here we go. Well, it's 7:05, and I'm waiting for Wallace to come home and help us empty me piss bag because it's full. And it's kind of, the weeby is going back into me tinkle, which isn't good. That could cause infections. So I'm waiting for her to come and help us do that. Then take us downstairs, help us get down there so I can watch the match. I'm sure Kevin, Gaz and Ethan are having a lot more fun than me and drinking booze. I've told Kev to do a vlog, kind of take some footage, so I'll intersperse his with mine. I'll do my own vlog from home, crippled, watching the match. Come on. Me again. All that still isn't home, so still got a full piss bag. Where you going, Vinny? Dog just ran off. Team sheets just been announced. Just seen Eddie Howe on Sky Sports talking about it as well. Starting Isaac, and Wilson up front together. Like I said, that's how I predicted it in the video, the previous video, that he would start Isaac and Wilson up front together. I would have liked Wilson to be on the bench, who could have come off if we needed it, and Maxi starting, but it's Eddie Howe's way. So, I think the family are coming home. Right, I need to take morphine before Wallace helps us move. Yes, the family are home. Right, see you soon. So my daughter's filming this. Do you want to say hello?
Hello.
My father-in-law's just come over. They live in Norway. He's give that to my son, which I'm going to try and buy off my son, because that's like a old school Adidas bag in ridiculously good condition, which would be worth a fortune. But he's also father-in-law has sent me some stuff over. Love it. Remember that from back in the day. Oh, this one, the one that I bought on eBay for a fortune. I've got another one now. So, who knows? I might give the other one away as a competition prize. I'll not. I'm keeping it. Oh wow! Remember this one as well. Oh, absolutely wicked. Another scarf on my collection. Excellent. What a nice father-in-law I've got. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that nice? Right, the match is about to start in 6 minutes. So, yeah, I wonder what Kevin's doing right now.
Just outside the Trent House, usual match day ritual. Nerves are kicking right in. Teams have came out, so we're starting with the same team that we had at Leeds. Seems as though Sai was right. The knowledge fountain that he is. I would have liked to have seen Isaac starting in the middle with maybe Wilson coming on as an impact substitution. I look at the bench, and with Murphy having a bit of a knock, there's not much firepower to come off the bench. I guess that just means we'll have to be out of sight by that stage. I'm sticking by me 2-1. I fancy the same scorers that I said, but fucking hell, nervous. God. Just make my way up to the church on the hill, and I can hear Sam Fender ringing out from St James's Park. You'll have quite a few people there soon, and feeling reflective. We're getting towards the end of the season, and you know, top 4, not top 4. What a fantastic season of football we've had. I mean, we've got Europa League to fall back on. And yes, we all want the top 4, but fucking hell, man. When you think of some of the games we've seen and some of the performances and some of the players that have came through, win, lose or draw, it's a proud moment. It's a proud moment to be a Newcastle United supporter. I mean, we thought these days were gone. Absolutely gone. And I just wanted to come on and share the experience of walking up to the ground. What a time to be a Toon fan. Come on! About a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. No worries.
Right, boy, it's just about to kick off. One of the most important games of the season. Newcastle v Brighton. Brighton are in really good form. They beat Arsenal 3-0 the other day. We're playing Isaac and Wilson up front together, Maxi on the bench. So it's going to be a difficult, really, really tough game. Save the dogs, right? So what are your predictions? What's it going to be?
Wait, which way is it facing?
It's facing you?
No. My predictions are 2-1. 2-1 to us.
To us, and who's going to score for us?
We're going to get a Miggy goal and we're going to get a Wilson goal.
Na 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 Vinny. Na 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 Vinny. Don't eat the cat. Will you get the cat? Get the cat. How beautiful the cat is. What obnoxious. Get out, get out. Good! 1-0, come on! Good, Big Dan Burn, here's for Blythe, you'll never ever be double. Yeah, it's just about to be half time now. Dan Burn, Monday night. If this stays a win Monday night, I'm going to be there. Whether I've got a piss bag in or not, I will be there.
Absolute scenes in the concourse at half time. Could the first half went any better? I don't think so. Fucking 2-0 half time. Own goal from a Kieran Trippier corner. We've looked really, really dangerous from set pieces all day. The Kieran Trippier balls have been fantastic. Brought the deadlock with an own goal. Took everybody by a bit of surprise. Big Dan Burn, he's from Blythe, making it 2-0 just before half time. And it's no more than what we deserve. We've took the game to Brighton. We definitely deserve the lead. I'm starting to lose my breath. I've got Gaz here. Gaz, what's your thoughts?
It's been amazing so far. We've just been so much better than them in every way, really. So I think my prediction of 3-1 is still on. So we'll see what happens in the second half.
That's all, guys. Also got Ethan here, who's definitely not drinking beer. Ethan, what's your thoughts at half time, mate?
They're trying to play out from the park and they're just getting nowhere. The pressure's just brilliant. Keep going on 4-5-0.
Well, that's the half-time thoughts. Fucking absolutely amazing atmosphere. Bring on the second half. Bring on Italy. Have you ever seen a Macca of Milan halfway full? Come on!
So that's half time and Newcastle lead 2-0. 2-0. So we had an own goal from Undav, and then just on the stroke of half time, the last kick of the ball pretty much, Dan Burn, Big Dan Burn, he's from Blythe, comes in with a header from a Trippier free kick and makes it 2-0. And yeah, we need to get the 3 points, and it's looking like are going to get the 3 points. Newcastle have been all over Brighton. They've been closing down everything. That first half an hour, Brighton didn't see any of the ball. It came up, and the Brighton player with the most touches was Steele, the keeper, and it went down and showed the other side. Nick Pope had 1 touch of the ball in the first half an hour. That shows Newcastle's dominance. Although never underestimate Brighton. Brighton are a wicked team, as you've seen. They beat Arsenal 3-0 at the Emirates last week. But at St James's, the fortress that is St James's Park at the minute, we are looking absolutely unstoppable, closing down everything. Brighton got back into it a little bit in the last 10 minutes. Not long before Burns' goal, Matoma had a great run and he was played in. And I was thinking, oh shit, this could be it. But who was there to clear it and make a pinpoint accurate defence? Sven Botman. Sven Botman was there at the back, cleared it, got rid of the danger. And yeah, now we're going to go into the second half. 2-0 up with a 2-0 lead. We need to keep the lead. I hate the term park the bus, but we need to do some of that. We know what Brighton can do, so we need to keep it clean. What are your thoughts on the second half?
Well, I want to show the fans something.
Go on then, show the fans something.
Oh, you have to turn it around.
They can see you.
Oh, no, you have to turn it around this way.
No, I can't do that.
You don't remember? No. Okay, this is Nick Pope, alright? It's going to be Nick Pope.
Yeah.
This is what a good save I want him to make, right? I want that goal to be tough ones. We're all like, oh no. And then Pope's like, don't worry, I'll save it. Uses his gloves. And saves it.
Excellent bit of role play there from Joel about Nick Pope. So yeah, second half on the way. Can't wait. Do what Kev does. Come on. 2-1. Undav just scored after a great opportunity from Miggy. He hit it straight to the keeper. If he had hit it across to Joe Will. Oh, possible offside. Offside for Undav's goal. Check complete, goal stands. Yeah, so we really can't afford to let Brighton too much into this game. We do need to get another one now. We need to. 3-1. Callum Wilson, 89 minutes. Hey, Callum Wilson. I want to know. I scored a goal. Oh, I'm back. I shouldn't have done that.
Don't worry, I'll do it.
I need some more morphine. Yeah, we need to hold on now. Is this going to be off? It's not going to be offside, no. We'll get back to you if it is, but I don't think it is. I think that is 3-1. Game to us. And if we win on Monday against Leicester, Champions friggin' League. 4-1! Bruno! That's it? Oh, that is it?
Sorry, but we'll have to come back to you because we scored once.
We've got Bruno in the middle. He knows exactly what we need. But we're at the back. Isaac at the top. Newcastle's going to win the Premier League.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the bees. It's finished. Newcastle 4, Brighton 1, and Newcastle United has just taken about 5 years off my life in that second half. But who gives a shit? It's the 5 shit ones. I'll happily swap them for the 5 years that we're going through as a team. We'll call the second half resolute. Shall we? We'll just say it was resolute. Look at Brighton were the better team in the second half. They really brought it away. We struggled to keep a hold of the ball. We defended well. But yeah, somebody decided to give Callum Wilson a kind of spinach at the end and he just turned into Popeye. And we're nearly there. Surely we do it now. Surely we do it now. Cannot wait for this review. Fucking come on!
Na 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 Jordan. Well, done it 4-1. We just need to win now on Monday night, and I'm definitely going to be there. Starting to feel the pain now. I've been downstairs for a while. My neck and my legs killing. My pee bag needs emptying. Ooh. But yeah, well, I'll do. Get off it, Joel. I'll do a full match review with Kev tomorrow. I should be up to it. See how my pain management is, but yeah, I'll be up to it. Even if I have to do it from bed again, I'll do it. Okay. Anyway, 1-4-1. There it is on the telly. People all chatting.
Oh, there was to see her.
Joel! Judge people on that look. Right, I'm going to go before we get cancelled. Back to the review. Back to the studio.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Simon. Right, so what I did today,
I'm sure that would make sense when we're watching
yeah, I think I said at the very end of mine. Now back to the studio.
that. Did you? All right.
so.
That's
think so.
Did you have a little giggle to yourself when you did it? When you stopped recording, like, yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday, team sheets came out. You're gonna have to help us here because I'm being smacked off my tits for most of the days.
Yeah, team sheets was exactly the same team as Leeds.
It was, which was what I said. Yeah,
the exactly same team as Leeds. So started with usual back five: Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Botman, and Byrne. In the middle, we had Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, and Joe Willock, with Isaac on the left, Almiron on the right, and Callum Wilson in the middle.
Yep. So yeah, it was no surprise to me because that's what I thought he would go with. At the time, I was like, wasn't sure. But you said the same in your vlog. You wanted to have a firepower off the bench, same as me. But we were wrong.
We're always wrong, Simon. We're always wrong. That's why we're sitting here, isn't it?
Eddie Howe was right, remarkably.
He's got a knack of doing that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Anyway, into the ground, atmosphere pumping. Obviously, I could see that just from the TV. Atmosphere was bouncing, as it always is. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, and we started the game, and we just started with a bang.
We did. Well, just prior to that, actually, I don't know if anybody else was in this boat, but I nearly got caught a little bit short because I didn't realise the kickoff was 7:30. I'd made an assumption in my mind it was either 7:45 or 8 o'clock, and I was at the Town Mouse, just sitting down and enjoying myself, and I thought there was quite a few people going down early. That's good to see. And then when I looked on my app, it was like 7:30 kickoff. I was like, holy shit! I better get moving. But yeah, it was. It's just next to the Five Swans, the one down the stairs.
What is it? Some little hipster bar with a sold beer that you drink.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it. It's not your type of place.
No.
They wouldn't like you.
Good.
So no, it was packed everywhere. Around about the Haymarket area, which is the area I like to go for a drink beforehand. But yeah, there was just black and white tops everywhere, and everybody looked pretty up for it. The sun had been out for a bit. People were having a drink, and do you know when you can just feel there's going to be a good atmosphere somewhere?
Yeah.
Before you even anywhere near the ground. And when we got in the ground, and both flags had the flags out, the usual sing songs beforehand, and we started with an absolute bang. You're correct, and we looked like the Newcastle United that really is going to enforce their style of play on the game.
Well, there's no point in even going through all the chances because there was that many. We could have had a handful. Maybe not. We didn't have shots on target, but the chances were creating. Miggy Almiron looked like he'd fucking just done fucking 8 packets of toot. He was just off it. He was just.
Well, I mean, I've got to say that the tactics in the first half from Brighton were all wrong, completely wrong. I mean, De Zerbi, whose name
Yeah.
escaped with the other day, he is having a really, really good season, but he got his tactics terribly wrong in the first half because I don't know whether the defense decided this. It looked like it was a pre-planned thing, but playing it out from the back against a team at home whose
With a high press.
main threat is a high press,
Yeah.
and it
We were
could have
on
been any amount of goals.
We won every pass. We were on them for every. I'll tell you. I think I mentioned it in the vlog. There was a stat that came up on the half-hour mark, and the player with the most touches for Brighton was Jason Steele. The player with the least touches, so Jason Steele had, I think it was 30. The player with the least touches for Newcastle was Nick Pope with 1 touch.
Mad that.
After half an hour.
That tells you that, yeah, and you know, if you were somebody who hadn't seen the game and you were given that stat, how you would picture and imagine the game probably went up until that point is exactly how the game went up until that point. We were ferocious. The press being led and fantastically led by Callum Wilson. He was keeping Almiron and he was keeping Isaac in check. So he was the one that was on the edge of the 18-yard area on goal kicks, on any time they had the ball back there, and he was directing them to where they should be in order for this press to go correctly. My word, they do it perfectly. One thing I do want to ask you, because I haven't seen any highlights. I've seen the highlights, but it doesn't show this bit. Was it a dive by Wilson?
Yeah.
Was there any contact?
Dive.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's a good fucking dive, because from where I was, it looked like a penalty.
Nowhere near.
Was it not?
No.
Well, it was a good dive in.
Complete dive. Because I thought it looked great. It looked great. I was like, it's penalty. And then when they showed the replay, I was like, sneaky bastard.
Aye, naughty that.
Nowhere near. Well, not nowhere near, but really well timed dive. But a dive.
Dive, was it? Surprised it didn't get booked.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised it didn't get booked.
I suppose we better touch on the goals at least.
We're going out, right? So obviously we've been all us, and you would have thought would have scored sooner, but it wasn't until the 22nd minute when Kieran Trippier whipped in a corner, and it was an own goal by Undav to get work to 1-0.
Yeah, he got a brace, Undav, didn't he? Yeah, he got himself a brace.
He
I thought it was Caicedo that had getting the header on it. I was completely wrong. It was Undav, but it was a really nice ball in. Now sometimes when you hit the first man, you can hear mumbles and groans, but the type of balls he was putting in from the corner were flat and hard.
Even Trippier was amazing yesterday.
He was really, really, really good.
His set pieces were great.
Fantastic, yeah. He caused trouble all the way along. I think Shaw's passing was a bit astray, yesterday, occasionally. But I think everybody had a good game in that first half.
Shaw's a fucking trooper.
Yeah, he is. Don't get us wrong. He had a decent enough game, especially in the first half. Just occasionally his passings went astray, I noticed, but it didn't matter because we're winning the ball back that many times and we're having that many attacks.
Yeah.
When we were losing the ball, we're pretty much getting it straight back. We're second to every second ball was all coming to us. And
it was the first game where it looked like we didn't actually miss Longstaff, where they must have worked on it.
I agree.
Which I worry slightly. I don't worry for Leicester, but we'll go on to that in a minute. What my concerns are, but yeah. So after about the half-hour mark, Brighton got back into it a little bit. I remember there was one major chance when Matoma got free, and there was like a accurate, fucking perfectly timed challenge by Sven Botman. Otherwise, he would have been in on goal. It would have been a goal, no doubt. The four Matoma's in. But Sven Botman, just fucking amazing tackle in the box. And he had a blinder as well, Sven Botman. So, yeah, they were getting back into it a little bit. Not a great deal, but they had a few more chances. Well, they had a few more chances than none, which is what they had in the previous, do you know what I mean, 2/3 of the first half. And then we're going, looked like we're heading into half-time 1-0 up. But then later on in stoppage time of the first half, we got a free kick. Kieran Trippier again plays it in, swings it in from the left, and it's Dan Burn with a header. Is it left or the right? I always get left and right confused.
Right, it was in from the right.
Right.
Just before they took the free kick.
No, it wasn't. If you look at the pitch that way, he was on this side.
It was our right. So if you're attacking, it was on the right-hand side.
So say this
Kieran...
is the pitch, right?
Right.
This is the goal where we're shooting at, right?
Uh-huh.
He took it from here.
Yeah, that's the right-hand side. That's the right-hand side. If you face it, it's their left, our right.
I hate all that. It always confuses us.
What,
That's why
left and
left winger, right winger always confuses us, because then when I'm watching, it just confuses us. But then again, the months June and July confuses. So I can never know my kids' date of birth because they're both in June. So I never know whether it's the 6th or the 7th. Because I have to go January, February, March, April, May, June 6th.
So that's the kid's birthday. Should be easy.
Well,
Should be difficult. It should be easy.
I know the month. It's June. I know the month. It's June. I never know whether it's the 6th or 7th. I have to get it. June and July always confuses as of left and right. Okay.
Okay. Right. Getting back to the football.
So, yeah.
Get that out of the way. Do you think just before the free kick was taken, Nothing Shaw was a bit of a lucky boy?
What happened again? Remind us.
Well, there was a little bit of argy-bargy, wasn't it? And give it one of them, didn't he? And it was in his face as well. And I was like, for a second there, I thought, oh fucking hell! I hope they don't look at this.
When you look at it, wasn't his elbow. It wasn't his elbow.
Wasn't his elbow, but it was his forearm. It was in his face.
It was like a touch of his hand at the wrist.
Was it?
It was pathetic. It was just no need to go down. Yeah.
All right. It was probably looked a little bit worse from where I was. And when you got
did you see when Bruno, who was already on a booking, was in and around, and Dan Burn and who else was it? Was it Trippier or someone else? Shaw maybe was saying to Bruno, "Go away. We don't need you." That was the actual quote from out their mouth. "Go away. We don't need you in here." Because obviously he was in a foul mood at that point, Bruno, and he was already on a yellow and he was getting himself right in a tussle. So they made him go and stand outside the box.
Well, while it's in my mind as well, I know we're meant to be talking about this Dan Burn goal, but Miggy Almiron, he lost his temper.
Yeah, with his fellow South African.
Yeah,
South American. Sorry,
South African.
Is
he Paraguayan as well?
I don't know. I think he is. Yeah.
And I've never seen that from Miggy before. I was trying to think back, like, have I ever seen Miggy like really like that irate, where he's having to get dragged away by his own players? He was foaming.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I was like, ooh, face the side of Miggy.
Yeah.
But let's go to the goal.
Joe Linton, he got himself to bother as well. He had to get getting pulled away.
And what do you think? I think that's just passion over spilling. Like, you know, what's riding on the game. You know, the want to win. Yeah. But I noticed that every single time that happened.
After it went back to 2-1, when it went to 2-1 or not, I can't remember. I think it probably was some of it. I can't remember exactly.
But I know the one to settle it down every time was Kieran Trippier. He's just such a captain, isn't he? He just knows how to speak to his teammates. He knows when to diffuse things, when to wind up. Dan Burn as well.
Dan Burn just grabbed him.
Have you seen the? We'll get on to the Dan Burn goal. But have you seen the? Have you seen the podcast, the High Performance podcast with Trippier yet?
Still haven't watched it yet.
And they're talking about that there's a group of players who are like the sort of, I don't know, almost like when I think about it in Sopranos, they're like the sort of dons who can take things to the manager and sort of represent the players, and they're the ones that sort of, if there's any sit downs that need to be done, they're the guys that do the sit downs. And he's in there, and Big Dan Burns, one of the other ones, Fabian Shaw, and Trippier was saying, actually, I kind of took the place of Federico Fernandez. He used to sort of have that role before I came along, and then when Fernandez left, I sort of stepped into that role. It was really interesting to have a little peek behind the curtain. You think to yourself, actually, I can see that.
Yeah,
I see that.
I can imagine it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. Anyway, Dan Burns' goal.
Yeah, Dan Burns' goal. It was a mint ball in from Trippier. There'd been 2 fouls, hadn't there? Because I think Joe Linton was already on the floor, and we decided to play on. And Willock, it was Willock that got took down just outside the box in a really nice area to put a cross in. Big Dan Burn found himself on the header, and a good attacking header. Sometimes when you see defenders going in for a header, they'll sort of try and whip it that way, and like they don't always head it down. He headed it down into the ground. Thank you very much, and it didn't flatter us at all. It wasn't more than we deserved. We were worthy 2-0 lead at half time, and was absolutely bouncing in the concourses. Everybody was buzzing, absolutely buzzing, and it felt then. It was a mixture of excitement, relief, just when you've been so fucking worried about something, and then all of a sudden you go 2 goals up, and you're like, that feels better.
Yeah.
But that feeling didn't last for long.
No. When was the goal? 51 minutes. I can't even remember
about 6 minutes in.
It was again. Wait, I'm trying to find.
I remember it.
Go on then.
It was a shame because I thought the defence did pretty well all game, but we got split open by 1 through ball. It was touch and go for offside. But what's his name? Who scored the own goal? Undav, yeah, ball through for him. Took it well, good first touch. I believe it was Fabian Shaw that was trying to sort of keep up with him, couldn't. Slipped it underneath Pope on a 1-on-1. But what the worrying thing about that was, and it's happened a couple of times now, was the simplest of through balls that got him through. Just one ball through the middle, split them open, and he was away. That's something Eddie Howe needs to nip in the bud, like, because it's probably one of the simplest ways you can score, and it shouldn't be allowed. That door needs to be closed. So that was probably the I'm being probably hypercritical with that, but you're allowed to be. You know what I mean? I'm saying it as I say it. But my God, did that set the nerves in?
It did, but they didn't really capitalise on it, did they? They just didn't seem. We all seem to have control. To me, watching it at home, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, in the ground, you're so nervous. I mean, I was looking through my fingers most of the time. I was super nervous, and they did have a decent spell of possession where it seems though we sat really, really deep, and we did invite them on a bit, and I was getting a little bit wound up almost by that, because I thought to myself, well, why are we inviting the pressure on? We looked a bit tired, and we looked a bit leggy, and I thought, well, is this an opportunity for it to maybe make a substitution? And we only made that 1 and 4 substitution.
Only made 1 substitute until later on. Yeah.
When Willock looks as though he's done his hammies, I knew straight away when he went down. He did
his hammies. You could see straight away when he went down because he waved instantly.
I think he'll be out for the rest of the season.
Well,
now as well.
We'll get onto that at the end.
But yeah, I mean, those 20, 25 minutes when they had a decent spell of possession. I think I said it on the video last night. Took about 5 years off us because you want something so badly, and you've had that 2-goal advantage at half time, and you think it's all done. And even though they didn't really capitalise on the possession that they did have in that second half,
didn't have. I know, because obviously it'd been all us. To you, it probably felt like they had more possession watching in the ground. The possession stats. When
it was just a period of about 10-15 minutes where we really couldn't get a hold of the ball. When we did, we seemed to be giving it away again, and that's just because we're press had been so intense throughout that first half, and maybe tiredness did kick in a little bit, and sometimes Newcastle have done that throughout the season, whereas they'll drop it down a gear to have a little bit of a breather, let the other team possession, while completely controlling the areas on the field and defending as they should be. And then once they've had a breather, they'll go again.
Yeah,
I think it has happened a lot throughout the season, and that's a sign of a good team. But when the pressure's on like this, those 10-15 minutes where they're taking a breather or whatever it is, fuck me, they're getting tense. And you shit yourself, especially at the latter end of the season.
Well, like I say, watching it on TV, I know it's different from watching it in the ground. and we didn't look nervy. The players didn't look nervy.
No, I'm not saying they were nervy. I think the nerves definitely came from within the stands.
From the stadium, of course it would. Of course
the
it would.
nerves come from within the
I
stands.
mean, I
not
was
within the
nervous,
team.
but I was nervous, but the players didn't look nervy.
No. Like I say, they had it under control. But you know, I think what you're always thinking when you're in the stands as well is, oh, come on, get that third goal, make us breathe a little bit easier. When it's 2-1, there's always a chance that a through pass or a bad tackle at the edge of the area can create a free kick or a set piece. You're always worrying about that.
That's the point where I started getting nervous. It was around the mid to late 80s, because I was like, right, if they get one back here, there's not going to be enough time for us to go and get another one. So it got to like 89 minutes and the nerves were right in. And that is when Almiron powered down the right side, put in a lovely through ball for Wilson. He was on it. You could tell he was going to score all day long. And of course he did. He put it away. 3-1. Sit back, relax. We knew then that was it. We'd won.
Two fantastic pieces of play to be highlighted in that you mentioned.
Mhm.
The Miggy Almiron, when he picked it up off Trippier, almost in the right back position himself, and he knocked it on. I thought he's not gonna, because he was a fair way away from the defender when he knocked the ball past him. And I thought, he's not going to be able to get around him. How wrong I was! Just absolutely burned. I think it was Caicedo, burned him to death. And I thought in the stadium at first, he might be offside, Callum Wilson, because he was so far ahead. When I watched it back, what a fantastic piece of centre forward play when you're on the line, because he stepped back and then went. Like he got the timing perfectly. And like you say, when he was 1-on-1, the form that he's in, it was only going one place.
Well, a minute later, our leading goal scorer turned provider. Like that was professional, wasn't it? Like a real commentator, I would say. As Wilson got past Dunk, I believe. Could have been greedy and shot, but set it up lovely for Bruno. Bruno took it away. 4-1. Absolute scenes.
It was when people say limbs, it was literally limbs. I was jumping. I don't know if you watch this, but apology to the lad who you sit next to, who comes with his dad.
Yeah.
I grabbed him like that. I was shaking him like that, and then I realised, oh, hang on, he didn't really know us, this bloke. I was like, oh, sorry, mate. But that is, I think I'm going to say that is the loudest noise I've heard from a goal all season for a long, long time. The stadium erupted because I don't know if it was a thing of relief and didn't expect it. It came so quick after the first goal. The fact that it was Bruno, just everything was right about it. Everything was right about it, and in absolute ecstasy.
Bruno's celebrations, obviously, for that young lad who's got, I think, is a rare cancer or a heart defect or something. People are doing charity gigs at the stand. I'll put it in again because Raul, who was on a couple of videos ago, is running an event at the Stand Comedy Club in support of that young lad. All the funds going to him. I'll put the link in the description again, like I did when he was on. But yeah, so lovely celebrations, lovely scenes to see. Even in the dressing room at the end, Bruno had the little T-shirt with the band's name on, and something like "I believe in you" and all that kind of thing. And
it's a really good touch.
And my dad said, "Oh, as soon as you get better, there's an executive box here waiting for you." And Eddie Howe touched on it in his presser this morning. So yeah, it's really nice. Community spirit of Newcastle United is back again, like it used to be.
Well, that little lad,
before we finish, Wilson was on again. I remember that he was on again, but he just hit it straight.
I wanted to ask about that, because they haven't shown that in the highlights reels as well. Was a carbon copy of his first goal?
Yeah.
It looked very similar.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it just a poor finish? Was it
just a poor finish?
What was it?
It's carried away. 1-5. But not going to complain. 4-1 against informed Brighton. Fucking take that all day long. Which means, Kevin, Monday night at home to second bottom Leicester City, who look poor as fuck. 3 points against them takes Newcastle United next year into the Champions League.
It does. Before
Doesn't matter what any other team do. Doesn't matter how any of the results go. We're not relying on anybody. We win on Monday night, we are in the Champions League.
Yeah, 100%. Just before we move on, quick word on Brighton, because I've got a little soft spot for them. They've had a good season. I hope they get top 6. Moving on to us. I've got a question for you, Si, and I asked this question to Gaz last night.
Is it better than the Keegan days?
No.
Right.
It's about our current situation. Would you rather? Here's one for you. Would you rather Liverpool get beat off Aston Villa tomorrow? That's it, done. It's all wrapped up. It's all wrapped up, and that's it. It's done. We can all breathe. We've got Champions League next season. Or would you rather Liverpool win tomorrow and go into that game on Monday for the experience of everything to play for?
I'd rather Liverpool win.
And if we win the game, have that absolute feeling of remember when we won the championship and the last bit, that feeling, what it was like.
Yeah.
And that was on the last game, and what it was like watching the players go around the pitch. And because it just happened, it was all just like so like really emotional, and you'll remember that forever.
Yeah.
Would you rather take your chances and possibly have that on the day and experience it all?
Yeah,
then?
I don't want to be beholden to anyone.
Or would you rather Liverpool get beat?
No, what happens, but no, I wouldn't. I'd rather do it
Monday.
Tomorrow on Monday. I'd rather do it on Monday. Yeah, 100%.
So I said the same. Until I saw some of the injury news.
Well, that's what we're going to go. Joe Willock.
Yeah, Joe Willock out for the season.
Yeah.
Kieran Trippier, a doubt.
And
Joe
Linton,
a doubt.
Joe Linton.
Longstaff still out.
You'll not be back. Eddie Howe said Longstaff will not be back.
I know. I've said it for a while. He'll be out for the season. Since that announcement, I've changed my mind. I want Liverpool to get beat now tomorrow. I do. I want them to get beat tomorrow.
But we've still got enough. But even putting the two youngsters, Elliot Anderson and 16-year-old Lewis Miley, on in midfield would still smash that Leicester team. They're fucking awful.
I don't think they'd play Lewis Miley from the off. I think they would probably play Anthony Gordon instead.
They would play Anthony Gordon instead. But Leicester are awful.
I know, but you can't be complacent, can you? We've been here before, so we need to take a leaf out of Eddie Howe's book.
It's not about us being complacent. It's not up to us, is it? We're not training the players. Do you think Eddie Howe and the players are going to be complacent? Or the fuck?
True.
We can be as complacent as we like.
Well, we can't be cocky then.
Smash Leicester.
We can't be cocky because how it can come back and bite you on the balls. I mean, I thoroughly expect to beat Leicester. I really do. But
I expect more.
Everybody's saying it, and everybody's saying it. Even Simon fucking Jordan's saying it. But
of course
I don't know.
True.
I'm just a nervous character when it comes to Newcastle United because I've been burnt so many times over the years. So many times, I don't want to go in there fully expecting to win. And no games are easy in the Premier League unless it's Southampton. No games are easy. There's like
some games are easy.
But when you look at the players individually, you know, Maddison,
Tottenham at home was easy.
Yeah.
Loads of games are easy. I hear people say no games are easy. Loads of games are easy. Afterwards, when you look back, it was an easy game.
So, in your mind, are we already in the Champions League now?
Of course. Because in my mind, right, we'll smash Leicester and we'll smash Chelsea.
Aye.
I can't see that Chelsea team putting up anything against her. Even with injuries, I can't see them. They're not organised enough to go against her. We've been beaten.
I mean, I agree. I do expect them.
We've been beaten 5 times this season. Twice off fucking Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, and Aston Villa. So take Liverpool out of the equation 2 times. The other 3 teams that were like the top informed teams at the time have beat her. Nobody else has beat her. We're not going to get off Chelsea.
And I do agree with you. I do expect us to win those games, especially the Leicester one. I've had a funny feeling about the Chelsea one, just because it's been so fucking dink all season. It would just be our luck. But I don't want it to be. And that's why I've said, go back over the videos over the last couple of months. I've always said I do not want it to come down to that Chelsea game. I want it all wrapped up and done, so we can put the youngins on.
Frank Lampard is statistically the worst?
He's statistically a wanker.
Statistically the worst Premier League manager of the last however many years. Frank Lampard. He's fucking awful.
He's the worst Premier League manager since
Pardew. No, what do you call it?
John Carver.
John Carver
John
would do better with that Chelsea team.
Joe Kinnear.
Yeah. They would all do better with that Chelsea team. Like Frank Lampard, sorry, great player and that, but you're a fucking shite manager.
And
you are shite.
Needs to enjoy his retirement and his money, doesn't he?
Yeah, you've got enough money. Just be a pundit.
Take his bird on holiday, do a bit of punditry.
Not everyone's cut out for managerial fucking abilities. You know what I mean? It's just because you are a good footballer doesn't mean you can be a good manager. It's a completely different thing, isn't it? He's shite.
Well, his dad wasn't a terrible manager, was he? Frank Lampard Senior. Did he manage West Ham?
Yeah, I don't know.
Frank Lampard Senior, I'm sure he did. His dad.
You're not thinking of Jamie Redknapp and Harry Redknapp?
No. Frank Lampard Senior. He used to have like a black beard, and he was a little bit scruffy looking actually. But he looked a bit macey actually. He looked like he would he'd be all right in the Pagger. But yeah, Frank Lampard Senior. So you can get a picture of him up.
I can't now.
Can't now. I will have a look at him. You can stare at his face in bed tonight.
Yeah, lovely.
So yeah, you're rooting for Liverpool tomorrow then?
No, I'm not rooting for Liverpool. I don't care. I don't care who wins. Doesn't bother us. I'm confident either way, so I'm not bothered either way.
Will you be watching it?
I'll be watching it. I mean, I've got Salah in me FPL, so I want him to score when he's not playing against us, when it doesn't affect us. Then I want to score because I've got him in my FPL, but I'm not bothered what the score is. I couldn't give a fuck. I know we're going to go and smash Leicester. And we will bring you the Leicester preview. And if you would like to see that and be notified for when it comes out, please remember, hit the like on this video so that other Toon fans can see it. Hit that bell button, then you will be notified as soon as the upload is released. And comment below what you thought of the Brighton game, what you thought of the scoreline, what your feelings are on Champions League, and how you're feeling towards Leicester.
It's good. Yeah. It was good. Before we sort of wrap it up, I just wanted to talk about your beard.
Yeah, I shaved it off at the sides.
You look a bit like Mick Foley.
I knew it was going to be some trampy backyard wrestler. I knew it wasn't going to be like fucking it's a Hollywood A-list. I knew it was going to be like
comment below if you think that he looks like Mick Foley or whoever it is that you think that he looks like.
With Tasha's looking like spider's legs at the sides. I was thinking about shaving them and just looked in Hitler.
Could you do a Salvador Dali?
Well, I shave a Hitler just for the Leicester match.
No, sorry, because that's anti-Semitic.
No, but it's a laugh, innit? How's a mustache anti-Semitic?
No, Hitler was anti-Semitic because he killed millions of Jews.
Obviously, Hitler was, obviously. But how is a mustache? You can't label a mustache. It's a mustache.
I suppose that guy from Sparks, he had a...
I was just thinking that.
He had one.
Do that.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Right.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
Stop that now. Yeah. So we'll leave it there, I think, because we'll have the vlog at the beginning, so we'll probably be running quite a lengthy one, this one.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We'll see everyone tomorrow, probably.
Is it? Yeah.
Friday today. It'll have to be Saturday. We've got the game on Monday. Need 2 days.
Probably tomorrow night.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone, once again, like, subscribe, share, comment below. See you to the build up for the Leicester game tomorrow, which is definitely, I would say, without a doubt, cup final side, the biggest and most important game in Newcastle United for the last 20 years. So, mull on that one. We'll see you again very soon. Hope you're excited. See you later. Ta-ra.
Come on.